So in this video, I want you to keep an open mind here because I want to share with you some details around Coinbase, which a lot of people are not talking about, and I think it's a huge driver for this business going forward. And once you understand this perspective, it may actually get you extremely bullish on this stock, and you may start buying it heavy at these prices, so pay close attention. Anyways, guys, sit back, relax. I spent quite a bit of time going through the S1 filing, all the boring details there, so I'm going to share some perspective that I got from that. And if you learn a thing or two in this video, which I'm sure you will, consider smashing that like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm going to be covering Coinbase a lot more on here, so you don't want to miss out. So we know that Tesla, MicroStrategy, some other businesses, they all own Bitcoin now, but have you ever thought of how they made that purchase of Bitcoin? Or if you look at some large hedge fund or something and they want to get some exposure to Bitcoin, how did they go about doing that? The answer, guys, in most cases right now, especially for US-based companies, is through Coinbase. Yes, Coinbase does this, they facilitate this, and I'm going to talk to you about some details around this because I think it's extremely important, something that you should understand better, and why I think this is a huge catalyst for this company going forward, and something that I think Wall Street and most investors are either overlooking or just don't understand today. So Coinbase has three types of customers. They have the retail users, which is the first section of their customer base, really, like you and I, average people going in there trading cryptocurrency. We actually make up a majority of their revenue right now. Then they also have institutions, and this is the money maker for them long term, in my opinion, because this is where Coinbase will make hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, in fees that they charge these large companies like Tesla or hedge funds to purchase Bitcoin for. There's also another segment called their ecosystem partners, which is a very small part of their business right now. And you can kind of think of this as like them powering a developer community for cryptocurrency. So most of us understand the retail part of their business. Heck, some of us are probably even on Coinbase trading cryptocurrencies on there, so we get that. But a lot of people do not understand the extent of how they help institutions with cryptocurrency. Coinbase has a platform that's kind of a one-stop shop for institutions to gain exposure to cryptos. They allow institutions to go and do this on their own through their platform, and they also offer kind of a white glove service and charge these institutions based on how much crypto they buy, plus they charge them a transaction fee as well. This is pretty much the method that Tesla, MicroStrategy, and most likely 5 of the Fortune 500 companies chose to go through with Coinbase here to purchase their Bitcoin to add to their balance sheets. And guys, you can see over the years, institutions, their piece of this pie has grown larger and larger for Coinbase, which means they're bringing in more and more money from them as they facilitate these deals for massive organizations. But here's where it gets better. They don't just allow these institutions to trade cryptocurrencies, purchase cryptocurrencies, or sell cryptocurrencies. They even offer storage options with high levels of security. So Coinbase has actually developed a solution to securely store cryptocurrencies when institutions purchase it, and this is done through cold storage, which is genius. They charge institutions a fee based on the total assets that they want to store, and this is done through something called Coinbase Custody. So here's a quick clip on how this works.
What is an institutional investor? To Coinbase Custody, an institutional investor is any entity managing money on behalf of others. Some obvious examples would be hedge funds, VC funds, even family offices. But we run all the way up the spectrum to university endowments, pension funds, and foundations. How does Coinbase Custody enable its clients? We provide regulatory clarity through our New York Trust Company, which is a qualified custodian. We securely store their assets in our industry-leading, battle-tested cold storage. We provide flexibility and control through a robust set of SLAs and a really bespoke client service program.
Let's say you need to make a trade in a couple days. As soon as you initiate a withdrawal, someone on our client support team is on the phone with you in a couple hours. On the call, we verify that you're an authorized signatory, that the transaction details look good, that the destination address matches, and this is a legitimate transaction. Within 48 hours after that, we can send these funds anywhere in the world. One area where we see great synergy is between OTC and Coinbase Custody. These two processes are inherently pretty complex, But what we will be able to support in the future is, as a client, if you want to trade your Ethereum for 1,000 Bitcoin, you would just call us up. And we, as a client support team, would handle that process completely for you. We would withdraw those funds from your Coinbase custody account. We would work with an OTC trader, make sure that the trade is completed, and then securely store the 1,000 Bitcoin that you've recently acquired.
So all I'll say is don't sleep on their model here when it comes to institutional customers. Coinbase is minting money from these transactions and storage model that they have going on. And because they have proven to be so reliable and so secure, they have attracted a lot of large customers. They currently have over 7,000 institutions worldwide across 100 different countries, and this should grow rapidly over time as more companies adopt crypto assets. Right now, we only have a handful of companies, 5 out of the Fortune 500. By the end of this year, I think that we'll probably see that number double, if not more. We'll probably see some large companies start to buy cryptocurrency. And guess what? They're most likely going to be using Coinbase to facilitate this. And I think these are going to be kind of like mini catalysts. Every time we see Apple buy some crypto, or Walmart buy some crypto, or some other large business in the US buy some crypto, it's most likely going to say this deal was facilitated by Coinbase. That's just my prediction. That's how I'm looking at this. Now, of course, the question is, how much money can Coinbase really make from this part of their business over the next, say, 3, 5, 10 years or so? That, I think, is kind of the biggest debate and the biggest division point here when it comes to the stock, because investors are really in one of two camps. And honestly, both these camps make some good arguments, so it's too early, it's too hard to tell which one is going to be right over the long term. There's one camp that believes that Coinbase is going to be a winner. They have the first mover advantage. They have a platform that works, platform that's secure. We already have businesses like Tesla trusting them with over $1 billion of their capital. So they've kind of proven that model out already, and it's just going to keep accelerating and ramping up over time. And of course, this just means that they're going to be storing it for these customers. They're going to be charging them fees. Just going to keep minting money. Now, on the other side of the camp, you have the skeptics, the ones who are like, well, Coinbase is just another exchange. What's stopping Fidelity or TD Ameritrade or some other large broker from offering similar services on their platform? And well, that's true too. It's very likely that these large brokers will offer that at some point. However, the question is when? When Robinhood came out, there were other brokers around. They weren't the first broker, but what they did was something different. They offered no commissions, and that attracted a lot of users. Other brokers followed suit like a little while later, but Robinhood has just kept growing. It doesn't matter anymore. They have that name, they have that kind of reputation of, being free, being cheap. And that's what attracts users. So if these other brokers do start offering similar services to Coinbase, it's going to have to be something significantly different, significantly cost savings for both users and institutions, and it has to come at a pretty timely manner. If these companies are still looking to consider adopting cryptocurrency, looking to actually have that as part of their platform, it's going to be a while before they're able to offer kind of white glove services like Coinbase has, or cold storage options like Coinbase has. I don't think that's going to come anytime soon. It's probably, my guess, a few years away at least. But hey, it's definitely a valid risk. It's definitely a valid concern here. And I think it's a big reason why Coinbase is such a divided stock today. And I've considered it. I've looked at both sides of the story. I came into this kind of open-minded, not really sure if I'm going to purchase this. Let's look at the facts. And based on what I've seen, I am on the camp that I think Coinbase is going to be the winner. I think Coinbase is going to keep growing. It's going to keep dominating. It has its name established. It has businesses trusting it. I think that's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger over time. All we know today are the facts, guys. The assets on Coinbase's platform has never been this high before, representing over 11% of the total crypto market. And this to me is a trend that is going to keep increasing up and to the right over time. We may see a lull again like we did in late 2019 to early 2020. And this is normal, but over time, I think this keeps increasing. And of course, this means that Coinbase makes more and more money as that happens. So if you believe that cryptocurrency is in its infancy stage right now, and if you believe that businesses like Apple, Facebook, Home Depot, who knows, pick your favorite largest companies in America, if you believe they're going to dedicate some of their assets to Bitcoin over time, well, then there's a very high probability that Coinbase is the company that facilitates that and stores it for them as well. So they're going to be getting some fees for that. And like I said, I think every time something like this is announced, it's going to be kind of a mini catalyst to move the stock higher. Anyways, just thought I'd share this with you guys. I haven't seen this been covered too much on YouTube here. A lot of people are overlooking this part of the business. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are around this. Does this make you more bullish on the stock? Is this something you think that's just kind of a temporary blip and over time competitors are just going to eat their lunch? Love to hear from you in the comments down below, guys. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.